You did, you got the seed out the middle. Don't eat it.
Why?
Because I don't know if it's food or not. Are you going to go and plant it in the food forest? You can, it might grow a tree. That'd be pretty cool. You want to go try? I'm at home today with just the two littlies, and so I thought I might talk to you about how we managed to do homesteading with little children. We started our homestead journey when the eldest two were about 7 and 8 or 7 and 9, around there, and I had a little toddler as well. That's when we bought our first homestead over the hill. Now we're at this place. We've got 5 children, the youngest of which is currently 6 weeks old. Jada and I are going to go up to the vegetable garden and have a look around, see if the onions are ready, and we're going to chat about how we managed to get this journey going whilst having little kids in the house. I've been told to hold this. We're going to go plant it in the food forest. My very first tip with homesteading or gardening with a baby is to get yourself a decent baby carrier. This is my Moby wrap. I bought it secondhand when I had my eldest. No, when I had my second, who is now 13. This thing is still going strong, and I use it a lot. I've even been known to dig a drainage trench whilst wearing it. They take a little bit to get used to putting on, but once you get used to it, they're very, very quick. And the nice thing about them is you can tighten them depending on how big the baby is. You got your boots on?
Yeah?
Oh, I put my wrong foot on my wrong foot. I can't see my feet.
How about we just plant it right here?
Okay, dig a wee hole.
Hey, Don, I need my shovel.
No, we don't need a shovel. Just dig a wee hole. Yeah. Pop it in and then cover it up. Good job. If you have lots to get done in the garden, I do recommend that you make the most of whatever other support you have. Often my parents will look after the kids, or these days my eldest two will often look after the youngest two. Unfortunately for me, the big 3 are all away today, so it's just me and the little 2 hanging out in the garden. Other than wearing the baby in the wrap, I find engaging the little kids is definitely the best option. Get them hunting for watermelons, get them finding grass weeds, find little jobs that they can do.
And raspberries!
And hunting for raspberries. Find little jobs that they can do that they're capable of, so they find joy in the garden. When we were potting up all of these seedlings, the 4-year-old and the now 9-year-old, he was 8 at the time, helped plant them all up. But it's really beneficial for them to see the progress of the plants that they've been involved in growing right from the beginning. And they help water them, and they really get involved. I'm pretty sure this is how they find the love of gardening themselves. My 12-year-old, well, she's now 13, adores gardening, and I'm sure it's because she has helped me right from the word go out in the garden. Can you grab that basket, bud? Yeah, and take it to the gate. Open the gate, you goose. Oh, careful, don't lose the battery.
Where is the basket?
In the basket, maybe use both hands.
These are, talking about flowers, these are flowers.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
What are they called?
Those flowers are called marigolds.
What are marigolds?
Marigolds are flowers that the bees love. That's why we plant them.
Oh, look.
See these? These are the seeds. You could take some of the seeds and throw them around the food forest if you wanted.
Oh, guess what? I found a tiny plant. What is it?
It does look a plant. That's a weed. Do you want to pull it out? Good job. Maybe throw it in the gutter over there.
Okay. I did not know I found a weed.
Yeah. Right, let's find the onions and go and see if they're ready to pick.
Yeah.
The nice thing about spending a lot of time out in the garden with the kids is that they learn to identify plants really early. And it does make me feel better that they know which plants are edible and which ones aren't. And it's really helpful when you're cooking dinner to be able to say to a kid, can you go and pull out some carrots? And for them to be able to realise that those fluffy topped things have carrots hiding underneath. as opposed to trying to look for carrots outside somewhere.
Look at the onions.
Yeah.
They're doing good. Look at the purple onions. They're called purple onions.
Yeah, they are called purple onions.
And some of them are white at the end.
They are. I can see that. My onions are finally ready to harvest, so we're going to harvest them and set them aside to dry. You can tell when onions are ready to harvest because the tops of them start flopping over. I usually harvest them when probably about 2/3 of them have flopped their tops. The last of them either won't or they will in the next few days. Right, do you want to help me pull these clips off? I'm going to take the clips off and then pull the netting up. Good job. Shake the dirt off. Yeah. We're not going to put them in the basket, just make a pile. Good job. Shake the dirt off. And then lie it down beside this one like that. Can you do that? Great job.
I want to take my boots off.
Okay, the ground's a bit prickly though. It's a beautiful dry sunny day today, so we're going to lie these out in the sun for a bit to dry out for a while. I will come up later in the evening and move them through to the tunnel house and sort them out a wee bit. But this is something that's definitely capable for a little kid to help with. Also, I want to know which of these varieties have done better than the others. See this one, the top has dropped quite nicely, whereas this one still has a really thick neck on it. So this one won't store nearly as well as this one will, and the reality is red onions don't store very well anyway. Oh no, its hat fell off. I don't think I've ever grown such good onions. Look at this one, it's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And we need to pull them.
And this is a carrot going to seed, which we're going to pull out because I'm trying to save carrot seeds elsewhere. Good job, flick the dirt off. Is this it? Maybe? Oh yeah, or that one. That one's red long keeper from Midbury. So that's from Richard. What's that? What does that say? King's Red Brunswick. Ah, blast. We haven't worked out which one was which. Oh well. Jada, I'm going to have to take the baby over there and feed him for a bit. Be prepared with little kids to take lots of short breaks. One of the best things I've done is actually put a seat in my tunnel house. When it's too hot in there, I move it out into the shade so I can catch some of the breeze. Wearing a baby in the sun is quite warm, and obviously a baby needs feed quite often. The small one needs a break quite regularly. He likes coming in here and using his wee watering can to water things. So don't make the work an arduous task. Be prepared to sit down, take some time, feed the baby, water the children, and just enjoy the experience as much as you can. I know that worst comes to worst, I'll come out in the evening and get the jobs finished. My plan this evening is to come out. Oh, that sun is bright. Sorry, sunglasses on, I can't see. My plan is this evening to come out and to gather up all those onions after they've had a day in the sun, and I'll move them through to the tunnel house to dry out. I believe there is some rain coming later, so I don't want to leave them out in the garden for too long. I think there's a green tag right there. Can you grab it and sit it beside these red onions, and then you can start pulling the white ones out. Just there, in front of those onions. Yeah, just put it beside your pink watering can.
Look where the seed. I just picked a baby onion.
Okay, and put it beside the other ones you've got. Teaching your kids a good work ethic is obviously a really good thing. However, when you're gardening with children, you have to be prepared to take a lot of breaks, unscheduled breaks, and to be prepared to slow down and to have a look at the butterflies that are caught in the nets. These are huge. They're significantly bigger than I've ever grown before. Look at this fella. Some of them are still tiny. Checking your timing during the day is quite crucial too. Make sure the kids have had some food. Maybe it's nap time for baby, so they'll have a sleep. I've done a terrible job of that today. He's decided that he wants to be awake and to have a feed, hence the needing to have regular breaks. And also be prepared for the kids to give up halfway through your project. Yeah, remember your favourite colours. Yeah. And be sure to teach your kids how to do stuff properly. But also, you kind of got to lower your expectations and lower your standards a little bit. I mean, they need to do the best they can do, but let's be honest, they're children. So there's going to be some things, there's going to be some piles that are mixed up, there's going to be some white onions and with the red onions, and some baby onions and with the big onions. But ultimately, the onions all get pulled. One of my plans with growing all of these onions is to try and find a variety that grows really well here, stores really well, and then I'm going to try and save my own seeds. I'm so sick of growing onions from bought seeds and have them just go straight to seed during their first season. Which is exactly what this onion's trying to do. If they are going straight to flower in their first season, they are not going to keep well, and I don't want the seeds from them. I want to keep the onions that have stored the very longest, and then you just pop the onion back in the ground again and it will regrow and send up some flowers. I have some over in my flower garden that are doing exactly that, and they're the ones I want to keep seeds from. They're the ones that didn't sprout all winter long and lasted all the way from autumn to spring. They're the ones that I want to have seeds of. I actually don't care about the variety. I don't care where they've come from. As long as they taste nice, they grow well, they grow big, and then they store well, and hopefully grow some seeds so that I can save some. I don't even care if they cross-pollinate, as long as they become a type of onion that I can grow here. Encouraging kids to help is one thing, forcing them to help is a whole nother thing. If I desperately need help and my big kids are around, I will force them to help me. I think once you become 12, 13, 14, 15, you should be able to just step up and help whatever your grown-ups are doing. If they are 4.5 and have helped a little bit and then lost interest, I do let them head off and go and do something else, or sit at the end of the aisle and wait for me to finish. The plan with onions is you pull them out, you leave them in the sun for a few days to dry. What you want is this outside layer of skin to sort of firm up. I usually pull off that first layer that's dirty, but I'll wait until it's dry to actually do that, and then allow the first couple of layers to dry, and that's what will keep the goobies out of the onion and help them store well. And then I'll move them to the tunnel house and wait until these tops are nice and dry, and then I'll snip them off and snip off the roots. And that's how I have found to get the longest lasting onions. Also, you'll find the biggest onions with the floppy necks are the ones that store the best. They're also the ones that will grow you the biggest flowers and give you the most seeds later. This one, on the other hand, has a really hard stalk and it has gone to flower. There's no way this is going to store because this hard stalk has gone all the way down through the middle, so this will go in the use quickly pile. The last thing is to make sure you allow extra time. This has taken me an hour and a half. Usually that would be a 20-minute job to rip those onions out, but it's been worth it because of all the life lessons he's learned, and it means I can actually get it done as opposed to not getting it done if I just sat inside with the baby. Thank you for joining me and the boys out in the garden today. I will see you in the next one. Jada, do you want to stand up and we'll take your photo? Stand up, snuggle in next to me and say cheese.
Cheese.